Oh, here is Gilberto Ramirez, 33-0, 24 knockouts from Mazatlan in Mexico. He's a Sean Gibbons fighter. Turned pro in Sonora, Mexico in 2009 with a knockout win ever since, and he's won them all ever since.
And in terms of boxing parlance, he is a very large Mexican. You haven't seen fighters of Mexican extraction fighting for titles in this and in higher weight divisions very much at all.
As a boxer, Ramirez, he moves well, got a solid jab, hard body shots. He's always well conditioned. He's got a bit of power in both hands. And Rich, I'm going to ask you a question. Is this a step up in class for this fight against Abraham?
Oh, it certainly is, no question about it, but many people feel he's talented enough to take that step.
As we take a look at the tail of the tape, you see the 12-year age difference in favor of Ramirez. Then you've got a height advantage for Ramirez, 4.5 inches. Weight's exactly the same, and Ramirez also has a 3-inch advantage in reach. The rules are the same as the unified rules of boxing, 10-point must scoring system, no standing 8 count. There's no 3 knockdown rule. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight. And in case of an accidental foul, we'll go to the scorecards after the 4th round. This is our co-feature of the evening, and it's a great one. Here comes Arthur Abraham, top-class world champion. Turned pro in 03. In Germany, ran off 34 straight wins to begin his career, including the IBF World Middleweight title. 2005, he beat Kingsley Eiching. Defended that title 10 times before losing it to Andre Durrell in Detroit in 2010. And then, as Rich said, he just steadily kept winning fights. In 2014, he beat Robert Stieglitz to win the WBO Super Middleweight title. And Lupe Contreras is ready to get this one started. Big contingent of Armenian fans here to see Abraham, who, while he fights out of Berlin, is of Armenian heritage. In fact, he served in the Armenian army. Here's Lupe.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand Garden Arena, Las Vegas, this is our co-featured bout of the evening. Once again, proudly presented to you by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, in association with MP Promotions, Sauerland Events, and Zapari Boxing, being sponsored by La Cerveza Tecate, Born Bold. The new movie, Hands of Stone, the true story of Roberto Duran, starring Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, and Usher Raymond, in theaters this August. Breckenridge Distillery, and our host, the MGM Grand Las Vegas. This bout, 12 rounds or less, for the WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the World. President and Supervisor, Francisco Paco Valcarcel. The 3 judges are Adelaide Bird, Glenn Feldman, and Glenn Trowbridge. At the sound of the bell, the man in charge, referee Kenny Bayless. Introducing first, the challenger standing in the red corner. He enters the ring wearing black with gold trim and weighed in at an official 168 pounds. He enters the ring an undefeated professional with 33 victories, 24 of those victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Mazatlan, Sinaloa, Mexico, la nueva sensación del box mexicano, el Zurdo, Gilberto Ramirez. Across the ring in the blue corner, wearing white with red and blue trim, he weighed in at an identical 168 pounds. As a professional, he maintains an impressive record of 44 victories against only 4 losses, 29 of those victories coming by way of KO. The 3-time world champion this evening, defending his WBO Super Middleweight Championship from Berlin, Germany, King Arthur Abraham.
So we're set to go. Kenny Bayless, the third man in the ring. He's a great referee, a member of the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, which Rich is the president of, and we're proud to see Kenny
Let's go.
in there for another championship fight.
Okay, trunks are good on both sides. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to caution you to keep this fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck. Touch them up.
So we're set to go. Gilberto Ramirez, he's a southpaw. He's decked out in black and gold. After Abraham, three-time world champion, the reigning WBO super middleweight champion of the world at 168 pounds. And let's see if we got another rising star in Gilberto Ramirez. Top-ranked stable has done well tonight.
Just take a look at the size. He's going to have a big size advantage here tonight. But remember, Abraham has just been in with so many great fighters. Remember that when he fought Marquez that we talked about, that was like one of our very first time seeing him. And it was after that shortly that, I mean, he just knocked Jermaine Taylor into tomorrow when he fought Jermaine Taylor in that big fight. It was actually shocking. So Abraham's a quality guy here, and a big test for Ramirez.
Another world champ, and Ramirez would love to get a title tonight. And for Abraham, his first time fighting in Las Vegas, and this is a big thrill for him too. That coming here, he's really enjoyed it and always wanted to come to Las Vegas to fight, and tonight he gets that win.
Yeah, he's been here to watch a fight once before. Huge Mike Tyson fan, but this is the first time that he's fighting here, and he has a chance to make history, being the first German-born fighter or German fighter to win a world title, defended here in Las Vegas. And obviously, much has been talked about the history that Gilberto can make, winning this title at 168, the first Mexican ever to do so. So a lot on the line for both of these fighters tonight.
And again, I mentioned the big community of Armenian fans from California that have come over here to see him fight. Glendale is like kind of like small Armenia, isn't it?
Yes, I think it might have the biggest population of Armenians in the United States.
And already they've stepped on each other's foot a few times. Gilberto being the southpaw, Zurdo, which means lefties in Spanish, with the right foot in front and the other for Arthur Abraham. I've already seen about 4 times they've stepped on each other's toes tonight. So,
of course, the idea there is you got to work your front foot to the outside. And it seems to me that Abraham's having more difficulty because he wants to have his foot on the inside seemingly, and he keeps, when he moves to his left, he trips over that outstretched foot of Gilberto Ramirez, who has kind of a wide stance, or at least wider stance than has Abraham.
well, it's really wide, wider than I actually think it should be. But that's why he doesn't have a high knockout percentage so much, because we've been waiting for him to show some of that power from his legs. But with that wide stance, it wasn't tough to get all that power because it comes from the legs mostly.
Taking a look at that very odd high hands up style of Arthur Abraham, very unusual. It looks like Ramirez is having his way with him here in this round, and Abraham isn't doing much. And my question is, off the top of my head here, is Abraham just letting him have his way with him so that he's kind of testing him, see what he has?
Well, I think surely he is, because, you know, this is a world champion out there, and he doesn't want to give anything away. This may be his way of trying to learn and seeing what this guy's got.
Right, it's almost like study hall, first period study hall here in the first round.
Well, he's going to open up. It's just a matter of time for Abraham.
Abraham doesn't win fights in an aesthetically beautiful manner necessarily, but what he does is basically beat you down over a long course of time.
They can't be up there.
Well, he hasn't done that in the first round, because as you take a look at Abraham's corner, we'll listen to hear what we can hear from people that speak
Atmen,
language.
Atmen. Schön atmen. Atmen, die erste Runde ist weg. Aber du musst muy bien. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Ramirez.
Agarra. No te confíes, muy vivo todo el tiempo bien vivo. Alegre, agarra aire. Esta va a ser tu pelea, todo el día, toda la noche.
By the way, Ramirez has had a couple fights at light heavyweight, so he's back to 168 now, this world title shot. And now we'll see in the second round. This is scheduled for 12 rounds, as all world title fights are.
Let's go.
To see if Arthur Abraham opens up a little bit more now.
completely a filling out round, it looked like there for Arthur Abraham, just kind of seeing what Gilberto Ramirez had to offer there.
Abraham still with the hands high. Doesn't look like he's committed to the jab yet. But Rich, as you pointed out, Abraham is the sort of guy that doesn't make it pretty, but he can fight.
Yeah, he'll want the fight to become a physical fight. I think Ramirez would want it to become more of a stylistic fight.
So the southpaw Ramirez, Zurdo, goes south with a couple of shots. He's got the big advantage of reach and height. And when we talked to Abraham yesterday, he said he might want to fight him smaller, but so far he's standing straight up.
Ramirez, a lot of people think he has a big future, but he could be a world champion. He could be a world champion here tonight. And perhaps very smartly has taken English lessons and actually was attempting to the best of his ability right now yesterday to conduct an interview, the fighter interview in English.
And he did a pretty darn good job of it.
His team's been working on him with that. They've had a tutor come to camp, to the house, and tutor him in his rest time in between training sessions, and I've seen a huge improvement in his vocabulary in English, so good for him. Adds to the marketability of the young fighter.
Black and gold trunks is Gilberto Ramirez. White, red, and blue trim, Abraham. Abraham a little more offensive minded in round 2 than he was in round 1.
Yeah, he's just starting to get into the fight now. And as he's coming forward now, you see Abraham is actually putting more pressure, even though not throwing a lot of punches, but he's putting more pressure on Zurdo.
Seconds to go in the second round. Zurdo has landed more shots. Certainly thrown a lot more than has the champ. Abraham brings the hands down a little bit, flips him with the left hand, followed by the right hand. Come back up to the peekaboo style. Oh, he was cut by a pretty solid shot. Abraham off. And Abraham has a hand off.
Abraham was throwing a punch at the same time. And I actually think his punch also got there, but he got the far worst bad end of that.
Well, the bell ends around, and that's a Ramirez round. He actually staggered Abraham in that round.
Very good.
And let's take a look at what happened there. You see that they both landed, and then that quick little right, I don't know if it was kind of a half hook almost. Yeah, it was a right hook, but it landed cleanly.
And it
Watch the holding.
The neck.
Watch the hold.
Boom.
Oh, look at Abraham was throwing a punch at the same time. The old boxing phrase, beating a man to the punch. And that's what he did by just a split second, a fraction of a second, Colonel. It was Ramirez's punch that got there.
And Rich, the one you don't see is the one that hurt you. That's the other contact, right?
That's it, and he got hurt. And you take a look at his face there. He's suffered some material damage to his face as well.
He's lucky it was at the end of the round because he was turning around and walking to the other corner, and you could tell that he was still stunned from that. So see how he recovers in between round 2 and 3.
I don't know if from a shot like that, if you really get enough time to total recover, he's got the hands back up. He feints like he's coming down. Zurdo Ramirez, the southpaw, goes to that left hand. So he's got plenty of power in the right hand, too.
And the funny thing, too, is that I really felt that Abraham, right at that moment when that critical punch was landed, was beginning to feel more comfortable in the fight, you know, starting to get into the fight, starting to throw his punches and feeling, okay, I've taken what this kid could offer and it's not a problem.
I had the exact same feeling, Rich, that he really, you know, he was really loose, really settled down, no panic, and then he got nailed. The beauty of our sport. step around that time in the straight left down the middle, but he didn't quite catch him. He's able to smother shots with those high hands. That is Arthur Abraham.
On those body shots so much in training camp. You can see it was body head back to the body to try to get him to lower those hands a little bit more. If not, he'll keep going to it. Loves that left hook.
Abraham really looks awkward right now, like he's straining, and he was like totally relaxed in that last round. As, you know, Richard said that, and I was thinking the same thing, and all of a sudden he get clipped. And it wasn't the power shot, it was the right hand and that hook. His face would be a right cross. That's a technical. The fact is, the punch had a motion and really snapped the head of Abraham.
One thing I've been a little surprised at in this fight, because of the importance and the relative inexperience of Ramirez, is just how loose and relaxed he seems in there. I mean, if you're a relaxed fighter in the ring, it's a big plus for you. And he has just really seemed relaxed. Not tight, not feeling that, oh my God, I'm in it with Arthur Abraham, and, you know, multi-time world champion, and this is my big chance, and it's in Las Vegas. He just hasn't approached it that way. He seems so loose and relaxed.
He does. Abraham trying to make it tough here, but Ramirez has done too much in his round. But Abraham to steal it now as the bell comes up to round 3. Now, I got Ramirez pitching a shutout so far. If they truly use the 10-point must-scoring system, you could have scored the second round at 10-8 to separate the first and the third round from it, but the judges don't really do that. So without the knockdown, I'm not going to do it because when I'm scored, I'm trying to give the people an indication of what I think the judges are doing more than how I would score the fight myself.
Well, I think they should do it, and I think it's the biggest weakness in boxing scoring. Here, part of that varied attack of Gilberto Ramirez, closing off that exchange with an excellent body punch.
That's right. Yes,
and
next
Abraham,
time.
who's known as a very strong fighter, strong physically, has had a little trouble with the strength of Ramirez.
He's durable too. He just seems to just always stay in fights. He doesn't get tired, and Gilberto Ramirez keeps boxing and going to the body. He'll have success later in the fight. But he's in there with a tough opponent, Arthur Abraham.
Well, you mentioned the fact that they work so much in training on getting below those elbows. That's typical Mexican style fighting, getting below the elbows. Julio Cesar Chavez, Ricardo Lopez, they made careers of hitting those shots down there.
And that's his idol. He says it in every interview. Julio Cesar Chavez, I watch film on him all the time. Obviously a little taller, a little heavier than him, but he could put in some of that body head work that Chavez is so known for. He'll be successful.
Well, he'd be a little young to appreciate what kind of a fighter Ricardo Lopez was, the Hall of Famer, who incidentally is coming into the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame this year. Not thrilled to see that because people just don't know how great a fighter he was.
He's highly underrated. He never lost.
What, 12 years, 13 years? Long time. In this one, Gilberto Ramirez having a nice night against the champion, Arthur Abraham. You get an idea that Abraham's going to open up a little bit more. As I say that, he does, but doesn't really catch him flush. So the hands come down a little bit, then he shakes him up and right back upstairs again. Ramirez seems to be satisfied to going to give me around the ears, I'll take it.
One thing that I'd advise here, though, with Ramirez, I mean, it seems very easy for him here, just not to get too comfortable.
Again, that's the trip over the outstretch point. When you have the southpaw and the orthodox style fighter, it often happens that you have to control your feet. Abraham a little frustrated with that series of punches right there.
Ramirez seems to be keeping to his business real good, but you know, when things get easy for you and their overconfidence can occur, and you can make a critical error. Well, it looks to me as though he has good focus on what he's doing.
Watch your head.
Left hand shot by the southpaw. Almost hooked him in the chin with the right hand. That's why you just said you got to be careful with this guy.
I think Arthur is beginning to pick up his own confidence here a little bit again. The last time he did it, of course, he got caught.
Been around, especially towards the end of the round, but that's still Ramirez round. But it's a different Abraham we saw in the last 30 seconds of that round. Let's see if he can continue it now. If he's, do you know, does he usually start very slow? The fights that I saw, I don't recall him starting as slow as he is.
Well, I think he's a guy who does come on, you know, second halves of fights. And as we mentioned, you know, he likes to just kind of beat down his opponent bit by bit.
Well, he hasn't started to beat down this opponent at all, and he's the reigning world champ.
No, although you could see him actually picking up in confidence, throwing that right there, managing to get away from the counter left. It was almost a physical thing, Colonel. You could see his confidence pick up.
Let's go.
All right, so here we go. Round number 5, a very important round for Abraham to try and turn this thing around now, as I think unofficially he's giving away 4 rounds. Got staggered in the second round, and it was at the end of the second round, so he was able to get out of there without getting any further damage. And he picked up the pace a lot in the last round. In fact, starting out this round as the other rounds with a hands held high. That's his style.
Also keep in mind, too, as this fight wears on, that Ramirez is a guy who's never answered a bell for an 11th round or a 12th round. And it's something that Arthur Abraham is well accustomed to.
Yeah, and Abraham actually, when he started training for this fight, he went to the mountains in Bulgaria, up about 7,500 feet, where the air is really thin, and you know, he worked. I don't know what kind of weather he thought he was going to get in Las Vegas. He certainly worked at the altitude, which would give him the strength to do his 12 rounds. It's strange territory for Ramirez. Ramirez doing all the nice moving now, boxing well. Hard power shots up by the right ear of the champ. Nice straight left hand that time. A little south of the border that time, and Kenny Bayless says, hold on, I'm going to give him a chance. Kenny saw that, and given his, not that Abraham had a chance to recover, that was a low blow, no question about it. Accidental, but it's still a foul.
Ready?
Let's take a look at it here.
Touch up.
You can see that is well low. There's no question about it.
And it's also in a bad spot, rather being right on top of the cup. It's the side, which can slide that cup around, and the guy can get hurt. Anyway, he's all right. We're in the 5th round. You see Gilberto trying to work underneath the elbows of the champion. The champ is awkward as he looks and wants to pick it up. You can just see the adrenaline.
Stop. Watch it, huh? No.
Kenny wants him about hitting behind the head that time. And he did hit him behind the head.
You know, if this becomes a foul fest or a roughhouse battle, that will work to the detriment, I think, of Ramirez.
Don't hold.
And to the advantage of Arthur Abraham.
Absolutely.
I agree 100% as well. Ramirez hasn't really even been in a dirty fight in his career so far, so the savviness of the veteran, like Arthur Abraham, could definitely take advantage of that.
He's taking a lot of shots in the back. He's given a lot of rounds away so far. He feels that he can drag him to the deep water and then catch him with something real heavy.
Time!
That one. I can't give that round to Abraham.
Okay, we'll take a look again at the low blow. There's no question that it was, and there he is winding up and well below the belt line.
Like on the hip bone, kind of, didn't it? On that side there.
Ramirez showing that educated right hand, very good jab, right hand jab that he has.
So, und dann wieder immer in Führung zur nächsten Reihe, rechts gerade den Kopf an. Komm mit das! Komm, Arthur, komm! Das ist noch nicht verloren! Aber es ist noch nicht verloren, mein Junge. Jetzt geht's für ihn, komm!
Sense of urgency in the corner of the champion.
Well, a well-placed urgency, Colonel, because he's got to start winning rounds now, not an exchange here and there. He needs to put some rounds in the bank. Swelling on the left eye of Ramirez as he comes out of his corner.
All right, let's see if Arthur changes his style. He looks like he wants to change it right now. As the hands came down, he threw the right hand. Yeah, there's going to be an urgency here now for Abraham from what we saw in the corner, but he's not showing that urgency right now.
Keep an eye, too, on the left eye of Ramirez because it looks like it's swelling some. Could be closing a little bit.
You got a puffiness under the right eye as well, Rich, if you take a look. Abraham's dangerous all the time. Little feints. Abraham with the hands down a little bit more now. Abraham spends a lot of time coming forward.
Right, walking right to his opponent, hands held high.
Doesn't always throw when he comes to that hit zone, though. He's been countered by Zurdo. Now Abraham trying to line something up here. Caught him really good. Right hand lands in the forehead of Ramirez. I think for the first time Ramirez felt some of the fire of Abraham. Abraham continues to walk him down and try to walk him down. He's going to be thrown more. They slip move that time, ducking down and sliding out of there by Ramirez.
Still, it is mentally fatiguing. It can be physically fatiguing to have a guy constantly in your face, walking you down at all times, putting that pressure on that Abraham is starting to really apply now.
Yeah, this is a different Abraham in this round. He's not applying more pressure. The hands are down more. He's throwing more punches. And he's an awkward sort of guy. He's been successful a couple times with the left hook.
Step back. There you go.
And like you said, if this gets to be a real roughhouse brawl, that favors Abraham, I think.
The question is, are we seeing the fight turn here? Are we reaching a turning point? And remember, we're just reaching the halfway point of this fight, so there's still time for Abraham.
Step side.
See if Kenny says anything. Instead he says something to Ramirez. Let's talk about this round now, because Abraham had his best round of the fight. Did he win the round?
Well, I thought that he did win the round.
So did I.
And now I'm just wondering, as I mentioned there, is he turning the fight around? That can only be said as we take a look at Manny Pacquiao now beginning to get serious about his warm-up in the locker room. Teddy Atlas,
It's a rabbit puncher, okay?
almost like he's fighting.
I'm talking to you now. Watch the rabbit puncher.
Watson's got to do everything perfectly.
I'm really anxious to see this next round here now as it comes up.
Yeah,
I want to see if that was a turning point, possibly in this fight.
Well, if it turns out that Abraham goes on and has a very good round, then it is a turning point. Can he sustain it? And you see, a veteran three-time world champ, that's what world champions can do. But man, he almost gave away the first half of the fight, but not completely the first half, because I agree that he won that 6th round.
I think Ramirez, I've watched the last 6 of his fights. He looks sharper and better than ever, in my opinion, tonight, doing boxing really well, landing combinations. And like you said, if he can keep this up, it's a 12-round fight, something that he's not used to. So hopefully he can keep it up. But Ramirez is in a tough test. Arthur Abraham really finally letting his hands go.
Yeah, and Ramirez here has to reassert control of the ring again.
All right, for the first minute, approaching the end of the first minute. But it's a different Abraham too right now. Setting up, waiting for his shot is Abraham. Ramirez continues doing what he's doing. He's moving well. Ducks away. Abraham beginning to land his jab a little bit more now. Caught him with a fast right hand. You know, Abraham is sneaky fast with his right hand.
He's still picking his shots. I thought he'd be a little more resolute in his aggressiveness in this round.
But his shots that he's picked, Rich, have been accurate.
Yes.
Still coming forward all the time. Zurdo trying to hold him off. First big miss we've seen by Abraham was pretty accurate with his punches. Still anybody's round.
I think Ramirez has applied some of the lessons that were taught by Andre Ward to Arthur Abraham in terms of boxing ability, moving around the ring.
Nice side move again.
No!
That's the first combination we've seen Abraham throw. Abraham put pressure on the shoulders. He just went right down with it instead of struggling to stay with it. Judges, I think, will be split on that round.
I thought Ramirez bounced back, pretty good bounce back round for him. I thought he did well. He was moving really well. There you see a
headlock.
Now, I guess you could call that a veteran move, a veteran trick. Now, as he came forward, you see that punch had a little bit of an effect on Arthur Abraham.
It did. It staggered him. That changed the way I scored the round.
Right.
I thought the judges might be split on it, so I was going to put it down 10-10, but I'm going your way now with that.
Aber trotzdem Übersicht behalten. Hast du verstanden? Also, Übersicht behalten.
Mucho cuidado. Mucho cuidado todo el tiempo ahí.
We move to round number 8 in the Colonel Bob Sheridan, Rich Murata, and Christina Poncher. Hope wherever you are around the world, you're enjoying a championship fight tonight. Coming up, Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley 3. Now, this is a round that Gilberto wants to be sure that he wins this round and stop any coming on about Abraham. And I thought Abraham, until I saw that punch that he was staggered and had won that round, but when I saw the replay, well, they have judges on 3 sides of the ring. Zurdo lands 3 or 4 good shots.
Don't hold him down. No. Don't hold. Hold him.
Pretty good night for Mexican fighters so far.
Very good night. Cracked him again with that right hand at Abraham. Zurdo doing a nice job just boxing with him right now. Abraham continues to walk forward. It seems like his fight to try and land one big shot to hurt the guy, then try to take him on. So far, it hasn't worked.
Well, you can see that. You can see the game plan that Ramirez carried into the ring because he's applied it in every round, and he's carrying it out in almost every round. And with the exception of a few flurries that Abraham has landed, really Ramirez, in my book, is dominating the action.
This is a 36-year-old champion, Abraham, who's been in with everybody.
He's in there with a youthful 24-year-old who has no problem moving all around that ring all night long.
He doesn't. 8th-round action here with about a minute to go. Zurdo having a real good round. This is the way he fought 1 through 5 completely.
Work out, work out, work out.
Abraham had a decent 6th round and then pretty close 7th round, but Zurdo landed a heavier blow in there that really got the knees to buckle of Abraham, and Zurdo just outboxing him in this round.
He's not throwing very much in this round, is Arthur Abraham. Like you said, maybe looking to land that one big effective punch.
Only thing I can think of, Christine.
Well, he's going to need some drama because he's getting to the point here where a decision is going to be out of his reach unless he can force 10 angles and make shots like that. It's a good punch. Not enough to win the round, I don't believe.
All right, that one goes in the books for Ramirez. The champ needs to start winning some rounds, or he's got to land that big shot that he's looking for.
¿Cómo te sientes?
Like it's 79-73 weight. Now we're approaching territory where Ramirez is on the mid.
Ya estamos en los últimos rounds. Sigue trabajando igual. A ver, mire. Eso. Sigue trabajando igual. ¿Ok? Cuando veas que va a entrar, todo el tiempo tiene que ser doble paso.
Du musst jetzt hingehen, ja? Bitte Thomas, ja. Achtung, du musst jetzt hingehen. Es geht nur.
So we get set to move to round number 9. Gilberto Ramirez and Arthur Abraham, WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Other champs, Madhu Jack, WBC, Miguel, the IBF champion, Felix Storm, the WBA champion.
Ramirez right back into his game plan again, utilizing mobility, circling to his right, and landing more punches than is his opponent.
Again, all we can analyze that Abraham wants to do now, as we're in the later rounds now, is to try to land one big shot, turn this thing around. And he can't outbox him, it's clear, but he can still land a punch that may hurt Ramirez, and if he can do that, then he's got a shot to take him out. But that's his only shot the way I see it now.
One thing you'll notice during the course of the fight, you may have already filed it away, is the fact that Gilberto Ramirez has never switched up tonight, has never gone right-handed, and he says, frankly, he can't do it. He says, I can't do it. I'm no good at it. If I go to right-handed, I can't fight.
He said, oh, I've tried it in training, and it doesn't work. You can't fight right-handed.
It's that simple.
And that's good that he realized. Abraham trying to get the boxing stance now with the left hand up in front instead of up protecting his face. And there he goes back to his old style. That's a nice right hand through, does Arthur Abraham.
I think Abraham is still capable of causing some drama in this fight.
Absolutely. He's not a shot fighter at this stage in any way, shape, or manner, and he's been there before. He's up on his toes now, bouncing around, brought the hands down for a while, trying to get off first now. Zurdo just keeps doing what he's been doing, and that's outboxing the guy. Abraham figures that, I'm going to get this guy in the last 2-3 rounds of this fight, and I'm going to land a big shot. So far, he hasn't. I think he's landed one big shot, maybe two. Not enough to shift Gilberto Ramirez. And another thing, how relaxed is Ramirez, right?
That's it.
You know, a youngster that in his first world title shot.
No, let him up, let him up.
Almost caught Ramirez with a pretty solid right hand. It was a right hand that he landed on Abraham early in the fight back in the second round when he actually staggered Abraham. It's the only real big telling goal he's been in the fight.
I just thought Abraham again just didn't do enough.
No, he's not doing enough. Well, he's got 3 rounds to try to execute his fight plan, which is obvious, trying to land the one big blow to try to turn it around.
Abraham tried to use the jab in that round to try to get closer to his opponent. Came in behind the jab on a couple of occasions to see him coming in there, but paid the price for it.
I've got to score 89-82, so a nice score sheet anyway. The only way Abraham can win the fight and retain his title is by way of a knockout. Judges of Adelaide Bird from Nevada, Glenn Trowbridge from Nevada, and Glenn Pillman from
Der ist doch fertig, Arthur. Du hast keine Pause
I
mehr.
saw that swelling on the left eye of Ramirez that I referred to a few rounds ago. It hasn't gotten that much worse, but at the time when I saw it pop up like that, I thought it might get closed. And now as I took a look at it between rounds, you can see it's a real purple there. It could still be a little bit of a factor.
All right, so we move to the 10th round. World Championship at stake at 168 pounds. Not to Abraham unless things change in his favor in a hurry. He's on his way to dropping the title. And what a huge victory it would be for Ramirez to win the world title. A Mexican at 168.
Not only 168, but I mean the guy is just shy of 6'3". And that is great size for the 168-pound division. It's good size for a light heavy. Even a heavyweight. I mean, 6'3" practically. And you know, the interesting thing is that Arthur Abraham brought a bunch of. He didn't come here and look to round up sparring partners and people to train with. He brought a series of tall southpaw fighters from Germany to prepare him to fight a tall southpaw fighter. And to me, actually, he doesn't look prepared to fight a tall southpaw fighter in this fight tonight.
Only thing I can come up with is his fight plan is to start throwing some hellacious shots, but it should be, if not a round 2 earlier, certainly by now. Because now he's in what I would call a state of desperation. Different style now. Every time I say that, when he comes in bouncing with his hands down and put them right back up again.
Gilberto talked about all week long that this would be a dream come true for him. He eats, sleeps, all he does is think about Arthur Abraham and what he needs to do to stay disciplined in the fight. And I think that he's shown that discipline. He's stuck to the game plan so far. And that just shows that, you know, his preparation was on point and that he really, really wants this opportunity to become a world champion and make history.
Well, he's had the same fight plan throughout the course of it, so if that was his dream, he's executing it to a T to this point. And I still, sometimes I get the idea that Abraham's got something up his sleeve. But
yeah, you can't. It's just one punch could totally change everything.
I'm waiting for that right hand of his.
Well, he's landed 2 of them in a row, but 35 seconds left in the 10th round. Stepping on the accelerator.
Pretty good left there. Now he's starting to do some work here.
Backing the kid off, trying to pressure him. And he's pressured him throughout the night, and that he's been coming forward all the time.
To heads.
back in the second round, and again a little bit in the 7th round. His heavy blows haven't moved Ramirez at all. That's a Ramirez round.
All right, some of that 10th round action. There you see the nice straight left hand from Ramirez. And what you see is Abraham chasing Ramirez at this point, and because he's chasing him, that's why he's running into blows. But it's the only way he can land a right like he did right now. He has to let his hands go. He has to be a little more reckless defensively, chase his opponent, and try to make something dramatic happen. His only chance to win this fight in a decision
Geh
is
doch
to
mal mit
have a
2, 3
couple of
Händen rein und dann haust du ihn den Kopf ab,
in
geht
each
er
of the
weg.
next 2 rounds.
Komm, Arthur, versuch es nochmal.
You can't even stop him to get him in those corners, because when he does, he's effective on some of those punches, but he's just following him around and not cutting it off and keeping him in those corners.
We move to round 11 here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. WBO super middleweight, 168-pound championship of the world at stake. Right now, unofficially, we have Gilberto Ramirez comfortably out in front this fight. And Abraham, we keep waiting for him to start throwing some heavy blows, especially that straight right hand down the middle against the southpaw. We've only seen it a couple of times, but its time is running out for him.
He was starting to step on the accelerator in that last round, and he knew he had to, I think, and you could tell him he's coming forward here.
And this is a different style now. And every single time I say that, when I see his hands come down, like I think, hey, we're going to have a fight here now, he puts those hands back up.
Keep this in mind. These are the championship rounds now, rounds 11 and 12. And Gilberto Ramirez has never been in an 11th round.
All he has to do with this guy, the way he's fighting him, is just keep turning it. Don't stay in front of him, get inside and turn it. Slide around to his left or right, which he does extremely well. Keep turning this guy and just keep doing what he's doing, and he'll win this championship.
Arthur Abraham, remember, has fought past 10 rounds 22 times.
He looks like it. I mean, you can tell he's 36 years old and he's been in the ring for a long time. You can see the youthfulness versus the experience, and maybe even a little over that turn in terms of the career for Arthur Abraham.
Well, this is his 22nd World Championship fight. He's 18-3. About to become 18-4, unless he pulls off a dramatic something or other. Rich and I have been waiting for. That right hand he got through there. But he's not winning the round with one right hand at a time.
Don't hold.
Less than a minute to go in the 11th round. Ramirez, we know, is able to fight 11 rounds. He lands his powerful. He's doing it perfect. Just keep turning him like that, Rich.
And, you know, seeing Ramirez do this and stick to his game plan, execute it in every round, come out the same way every round, finish each round the same. It reminds me of what Tim Bradley was telling Christina earlier tonight in their interview, which was, I've got to keep my focus for 36 minutes. That's it, 36 minutes, just carry out the game plan.
1 minute at a time in each round. Closing seconds of the 11th round now. And with this, Ramirez continuing to make Abraham turn. He can't get set to throw his shot, and that's the perfect strategy. Well, Abraham's strategy couldn't be to wait till the 12th round to land one shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand Las Vegas, one more to go. This is
Roberto Duran.
Hands of Stone in the house. So popular. I think he's doing a Panama chant.
Claiming a new friend there. He knows how to pick them. Which is a beauty. Look, we're 3 minutes away from what could be history tonight for Gilberto Ramirez.
109 to 100, I have it scored, so Ramirez way up front this fight.
Just to give you Arthur Abraham fans just one scintilla of hope. He has scored 3 12th-round knockouts in his career.
Hold on to that to your seat, everybody.
Well, he needs that. That's the only way he can win this fight. 109 to 100. And there's no urgency with Abraham here. We think he's, maybe thinks he was in about the 3rd or 4th round. Look at Zurdo just continue to outbox this guy. Have we seen all of a sudden how the Abraham just get old in one night? Sometimes that happens. Youngsters certainly outboxed him throughout. Rich and I have been waiting for the entire fight for seeing Abraham open up and see him fight like we've seen him in so many other fights, and it just hasn't happened.
There's no energy at all. No energy, no urgency.
It looked like he got old in one night. Maybe that's what's happened to Abraham, and I'm not taking anything away from Ramirez because he's, no matter what the situation is, he's beaten a tremendous fighter in Arthur Abraham.
Gilberto Ramirez needed to have the best performance of his career to win this fight. That's what everybody said going into it, and he didn't have no title. I've seen he's done that so far.
Well, I think he's just fought a beautiful fight. Absolutely beautiful fight tonight. Within the geometry of that 20 by 20 ring, he's known where he is at all times and where he has to be. He's known where the ropes are behind him.
Step back, please.
He's just has fought a really mature fight.
He fought, sometimes he doesn't do that. Sometimes he comes down to the level of his competition or to the height of his competition. He's fought tall, he boxed well, he moved. It's good to see from him.
Still no sense of urgency for Abraham. Now there seems to be a little bit of it, but it's pretty late. Only 30 seconds to go in the fight.
Watch your heads!
20 seconds to go, and we've got a new world champion. Not working for Arthur Abraham, and everything has worked for Gilberto Ramirez. Abraham tries to land a couple of shots. He does land one, but we're out of time, folks. It's all over. It's in the book. Ramirez fights the perfect fight. I scored at 119 to 109.
History for Mexican boxing about to be made when Lupe makes his announcement of this decision.
Well, we've seen stranger things happen in this arena. Favorite card, title Pacquiao Bradley. So let's hope.
Well, you're absolutely right.
Now, there's 3 very good judges here: Adelaide Bird, Glenn Trowbridge, and Glenn Fellman. And a lot of championship fights.
All times.
Final instructions from Kenny Bayless sent the 2 fighters out into the ring. There you saw the very early 2nd round right hook of Gilberto Ramirez to put the fight firmly in his direction. And then at times Arthur Abraham became very cautious, just coming forward. Finally, later in the fight, he tried to open up, but he was well behind on points in our minds by the time he started doing that. And he seemed to be a weary fighter who went to his corner at the end.
All right, Lupe Contreras is there. He has the score sheets, and we will know if we've got a new champion, and I'm quite certain, as I scored at 119-109. Here's Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going the distance here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, all 3 judges are in agreement, turning in identical scorecards of 120 to 108. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. And now the new WBO super middleweight champion of the world. Puro Mazatlán, Sinaloa. El zurdo, Gilberto Ramirez.
So Gilberto Ramirez makes history, becoming the first Mexican at 168. The judges didn't even give the 6th round. We thought that perhaps Abraham would win. They scored it a perfect shutout. How about that? Hey, 120 to 108.
Camera, hold his hand.
Yeah, or at least I had it 119, 109. It's all academic because it was a perfect showing, I thought, by Gilberto Ramirez. Terrific fight for the kid.
As we take a look at the final highlights, you see it was domination that existed all the way through and right up until the last round. And while we expected perhaps Abraham to throw caution to the winds and go for the gusto in the 12th and final round, it was really Ramirez who finished the stronger of the two.
Yeah, he did. He closed out the show. We expected at any time, which was part of the anticipation of this fight, for Abraham to, to